This is a quick performance installation video for K10636 that's for a big block Chevy doing an alternator power steering pump bracket with the P series pump. We're going to start off by installing our 1/2-inch plate and build everything off of that. It's going to go into these 3 holes on the cylinder head. Got a hole cut out here for the freeze plug. 3/8 by 1 1/4 bolts. We're going to just get those in there finger tight for now. Here and here. I'll just go ahead and run these down. And this one will be left open so that it can go all the way through from the front plate. We're going to do some pre-assembly on this plate before we install it. We're going to take our 3/8 by 5 1/2 inch and set it up there, and then our 7/16 and put it down here. Now this hole is Siamese, and that is for if you have a tall or a short deck. So we'll turn this around here. Like that. This one receives the 3/4 inch outside diameter. Now we do have 2 different sets of tubes here. The 2-inch goes next, and then that's going to be followed by this plate here, like so that this lines up with that. And then the shorter tube, which is just 1/8 of an inch shorter after that. And now we'll go ahead and we'll get this bolted up to the block. We're ready to install. We're going to go into this upper hole here in the block and then also into the cylinder head there. Just get it started, and then I like to rotate it into place and wiggle it around so you can get it going. Leave this finger tight. Now we're going to build off of it right here. All right, we're ready to install the other bolt here. Now this one has a washer with a retaining clip on it, and the reason for that is it's going to go into this threaded hole here. We don't want it to penetrate past that because it could actually cause some misalignment. So we're going to take our 2-inch spacer here and start that out, go through the back plate, and then get our 1 7/8 spacer here and go into the machined part of the 1/2-inch plate. And we'll snug this up a little bit here, and we'll go through a torque sequence in a later step. We're ready to go through the torque sequence by tightening first the 1/2-inch plate that goes to the cylinder head. 25 foot-pounds, we're going to get these 2 here. Now we'll jump around the front and get the other one going into the cylinder head. All right, we're going to go with the one that goes all the way into the cylinder head. And what we're going to do as we're tightening it up, we're actually going to lift up just a little bit, not to where we're overdoing it, but we want to take any weight off of it so it has its best chance to square. Once again, we're trying to avoid any misalignment. Now we'll jump over here to the one going into the threaded hole of the 1/2-inch plate. Once again, 25 foot-pounds. Now, to the bottom, switch over. This is a 7/16. Now we're ready to mount the alternator and the power steering pump. We're going to mount the alternator here with the 3/8 by 3 1/2 inch bolt. And then over here, because this is a metric alternator, sorry. This is a 8mm bolt here. The 3/8 has a washer and a nut that goes on the back side. If you want to, you can do that in the earlier step or just right now. This will go down to 25 foot-pounds like all the other 3/8. This 8mm will be 15 foot-pounds. We're going to install the idler pulley now by taking our 12mm bolt and bringing it in from the back side. I would like you to bring it in from the back side. Then our idler mount, and then idler pulley, and 12mm flange nut. Now, the flange nut gives a nice, smooth, even mounting surface for this bearing, so we're not going to damage it. 12mm bolt, 50 foot-pounds. We're ready to install the power steering pump. We've already gone ahead and glued the spacer tubes back there for you, so all you have to do is mount it up with the provided 10mm bolts. There will be 2 longer ones for this this side over here that has a little bit of a different plane to mount to. And then the shorter one goes here. Now these are 10mm bolts. You can either torque them to the 25, or what we commonly do is torque 10mm bolts to 37 foot-pounds. Dealer's choice. We'll get those torqued right now. We're ready to install the power steering pulley And you can get one of these tools at your local O'Reilly store. This is actually one that we brought in-house and modified so that it actually has this little bit on the front so that you can get that all the way seated down so you don't run the risk of damaging the threads and never get this out again. So we'll just run this up like this. There we go, and then tighten this up here. And then we use our gun actually to run it the rest of the way down. So we grab a hold of here. Now we've actually installed little marks here so that we can tell when it stops spinning. Sometimes this gets stuck on, which is the other reason why we like that Allen end on that. What we're going for though, I want to show you here, is that this is smooth and flat so that the bushing matches up with the pulley. That way we can have the best chance of getting those two things aligned perfectly. We're now ready to install the belt. In this iteration of this install, we are doing our big block with the Sandin mini compressor with our alternator P-series power steering pump set up over here. Trying to do this outside the camera window is a little bit difficult. Bear with me. There we go. Now we want to make sure that we're down in all of the grooves, and then we're going to grab our wrench here and get the belt on. We are looking for a little bit of a tight fit, so it should be loose enough that one person can get it on, but tight enough where as this belt wears, it's going to stretch out a little bit. It's also going to set down in the grooves, all effectively making it slightly longer. So we want a pretty short belt to start with. So we do a great job in the installation instructions of calling out a belt you'll need, but every belt's a little bit different. What we really want to do is take a look at these tensioner marks. We'll do that right now. On this tensioner here, what I'm going to call your attention to is the maximum and minimum stops, and the bar here is essentially the middle. What we want to do is be on the tight side of this, so as that belt takes a set and stretches out, that we'll still be in our operating range and not have any opportunity to bottom out. If you bottom out, the belt's going to misbehave. Thank you for watching this quick performance installation video. If you have any questions about your install or concerns, please reach out to us by phone or give us an email. We'd like to help. Also, if you have any pictures of your install, we would love to see the vehicle it's in and we can share that on our social media, or even if it's good enough, maybe even put it on our product page. Thanks.